So I think this is the first video of me talking since my wedding. I am set up in my new office here. I try not to do a lot of videos when my husband's here just because his office is right there and I don't want to bother him. And I don't know, I feel weird talking to a camera with him listening to me. But he likes to go for a walk at lunchtime, so that's where he is right now. But as you can see, my wedding dress is hanging behind me. I don't really know what to do with it because it's really long and our closets are not. I don't mind having it displayed in here. That's kind of a little higher than I wanted it because even the train is barely touching the ground. But I'm not getting it preserved. I don't want to. I did not spend that much money on a dress to wear it once and have it sit in a box for the rest of my life. No, I like wearing dresses, so I'm going to use it still. I'm debating about getting it cleaned because honestly I looked at it today. I took it out of the bag for the first time today and I looked at it and I was like, it's really not dirty. There's like a couple spots and I'm like, no one's gonna know because I'm gonna use it for photography for myself. No one else is gonna wear that dress but me. But even just taking fun photos in it, I have a cool series I have an idea for, just things like that. I want to put it on my anniversaries. So I won't be doing the preservation thing for it. I probably won't do the cleaning unless I ever need to. Right now, that's just an expense I don't need. Today when I took it out, it was all bunched up weird because it's been in the bag. I realized I never took the bustles out, so I was like, okay, that's probably helpful. So I did that, and then I got my steamer out and I steamed it and tried to make it nice and pretty again, which I think it looks great. But what I wanted to talk about today is all of the things I did to my dress to make it my dress, because this is not at all the dress that I tried on. I had a lot done to it, and I'm going to try and insert like video clips and photos in here to kind of give you a better idea of the process it went through. Those will obviously all be in portrait because they were taken on phones, but I'll start with showing you what it looked like when I first tried it on. This was the second dress I tried on, and I really liked it. It wasn't quite what I was looking for in some ways because I really wanted a ball gown, and it's an A-line. It's a fuller A-line, but it's still an A-line. And the color was really dark, which I didn't love. The lighting in there I think was part of it too because it was nighttime and the lighting in there was not good. But the color was really dark. And then I also wanted a corset back. No matter what my dress was going to be, it was going to have a corset back because I wanted that. That to me is the princessy look, and it meant that if I fluctuate a lot, which I usually do, it will still fit me. And it did, because in August when I started going to my fittings, I had realized I had been on some medication that made me gain a lot of weight. The dress still fit me. Not as well, but it still fit me. And then it still fit me again my wedding day when I had lost a lot of that weight, so that was really good. That is part of the reason I did that. And even my seamstress was like, I know it's a pain, but it's a really good thing that you did the corset back because it's helped a lot. And so I was like, yeah. So at the end of this appointment, when I first, so after I tried on the dress, I tried on a bunch more. I think I tried like maybe 10 or something that day. This was the second dress I had tried on. And I did put this one back on because I didn't really find any else there that I just loved. I did at another place that I went with my sister afterwards because I'd already made an appointment. And I'm a little sad that I chose a dress the first place I went to because I felt like I had to, since that's when all my family and everybody was there with me and they weren't going to be at the other one. Because I found more dresses at the other one that I really, really wanted, more ball gowns that I wanted. I wanted off the shoulder ball gown and I wanted a corset back. That was the big things for me. And I wanted lots of detail in the dress. I didn't want just like a plain skirt. And I found some more of those at the other store. Now granted, a lot of them were more out of my price range, so that would have been a whole separate issue. But anyway, so I tried this dress on back again at the end. They put a veil on. We even put a crinoline underneath to poof it out a little more, and I really liked it. So I said yes, we bought the dress. On my customizations for it, and I apparently got really lucky because after that they started changing that you can only do, like the designers say you can only do one customization now. So I actually ordered it with a different liner color. So the lining under my dress is a champagne color now instead of the nude color that it originally came in. And I'll try and post the picture of the original dress like on the model here too to help with that. And then I also got the corset added in that champagne color as well. Because I really liked the dresses that had kind of the pinkish tint to them, but this was still close enough because my colors were pink and champagne, so this worked. And it just made the dress a lot lighter. But still not like white, which was fine because the white ones I tried on just didn't look good on me. Like I always thought that was what I would wear, and then I was like, they don't look as good on my skin tone. Kind of like how I know that rose gold looks best on my skin tone, which is why I have rose gold rings. So we ordered the dress, and then when it came actually no, I went back another day and went ahead and ordered extra appliques for the dress because I realized I wanted more detail in the skirt. The original dress does not have a lot of detail in the skirt. I wanted more. So I ordered appliques that matched the ones that are already on my dress from Allure. I also had them size the dress down one size because I realized it fit me as a 10, which was the store model. The 10 fit me without being clipped. It was just a little big, and they ordered me a 10. But if you have a corset, you're still gonna have to get your dress taken in because a 10 fit me. So the 8 meant that the dress would be a little tighter, but the corset would be open a little more so you could see the corset. And so that's why we did that. So I'm glad I thought of that, because otherwise I probably still would have had my dress altered just because of that. So those were the changes I made, and that was in December. By early June, I got an email that my dress was in, so we went to go pick it up. I tried it on. It looked great. It was the colors and everything I wanted. The only thing I hadn't noticed before is that the bodice was kind of see-through. Well, it turns out eventually I realized the bodice was kind of see-through because of the crinoline that I had under it when I did the try-on meant that you couldn't tell it was see-through. I just didn't realize that because the crinoline literally went like up to here. So, my other thing with the dress is I wanted it poofier. Now, I still never figured out how this happened, but my dress has a very tight liner underneath it. That was not the case in the one I tried on in the store. Now, maybe because it was a size bigger or because it had been tried on a lot, maybe they just made mine different. I don't know. Mine had a really tight liner, which was really frustrating. That was the most frustrating thing about my whole dress situation. Because I wanted a crinoline. I wanted that big poofy style, and they put one on me when I tried it on and it worked. So that was June. I picked up the dress. August, I went to my first alterations appointment, and she started adding, we basically spent that whole appointment just her cutting up the appliques and pinning them to the skirt of the dress to kind of see how the effect would look. We loved it. That was great. Then we canceled the next appointment because my mom was out of town, and then the one I was supposed to come after that, which was like 2 weeks before my wedding, she had to cancel for an emergency, so I was getting a little like, okay. But like I also know she's a great seamstress and she comes through, so I was not too worried about the fact that she was only going to have a week between my last appointment and picking my dress up. But so we missed that appointment, which was when I was going to take my big ball gown crinoline with me to try on. So I took that to the following appointment, which is when she said, you can't wear that under your dress. Your dress has a tight liner. It won't work. The liner won't come down over that. And I was like, what? And also realized that the liner has two and one is even tighter, and it meant that I cannot even like move my leg out, which was not how it was when I tried on the sample dress. And like our first dance has dips and kicks in it and stuff, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? So I ended up I kind of was still like, I'm getting a crinoline, but then at that point I was scrambling because anything I ordered off Amazon was either not going to come on time, or the ones that did were huge and they looked just like the one I already had, even though they weren't pictured like that. I was getting stressed. So the next week we went and picked up my dress. She had taken the straps in just a little bit so they weren't quite so droopy, and then she had done the lining, the hem on the lining, but also we cut, there's 2 layers of lining, so the bottom layer we actually split it so that it would give my legs a little more room to move. And then she showed us how to do the bustle, which was very complicated on my dress because all my layers are different lengths. I think it had like 12 different points, but it meant it stayed. And then she also cut the tulle to the right hem once I was there wearing the dress and everything. So everything was good. She had already pressed the dress and everything. We left with it. I think it was the next day. Yeah, the next day. One of my friends drove me to the bridal store where I got my dress so that I could try my dress on with the crinolines they had there to try and figure out how I could make this work, because I just wasn't happy with the fact that my dress was so straight and it didn't have any poof. And I was really upset that I couldn't add more, because the other dress that I have that I had bought with my sister, because I really wanted it, but it was not as bridal to me as my dress, plus my mom bought that one for me. The other dress, I put my crinoline on under and it looked amazing, so I thought I could do it with this one, and the lining issue was the whole issue with that, so I can't. And I use the other dress for photography. It's not just like, it is sitting in a bag in there, but it is actually, I've used it a lot for photography lately, because I want to do bridal portraits and things, so I'm trying to get more practice by having like my sister or somebody model. Anyway, back to my story. So she took me to the bridal store. They had me try on a few that they were like, these are what would work. And because I was buying like a sample crinoline off their floor and stuff, and it wasn't like in the best condition because it had been tried on by other people, they gave it to me for very inexpensive, just to buy it straight from them that day. And I did find one that was almost more like a mermaid fit one, but it did give me a little bit of poof so the skirt didn't just go straight, it kind of went like out just a little bit. It also made it a little easier to walk and dance in because it added a little bit of stiffness underneath. So I did do that. It did fit under the liner, barely, but it did. And so I got that. We took my dress back, everything, and then so I can show you guys all those processes as we go here, and then I will show you what it looked like on the final day. Now, I still wish that I had had a poofier dress. I will always wish that because that is what I wanted. But I still love my dress. It still was perfect for me, and it was a great wedding dress. But so those are all the changes and things that I had done, and I will try to, best I can, like piece them into here so you guys can see all of that too. And if you have any other questions about having stuff done for a wedding dress or things, or questions about that, just let me know because I'm happy to answer them.
That we can do right here.
Okay.
I'll just have you on either side
Okay.
of this wall.
Okay. It's coming up.
I moved the partition.
Am I gonna put your veil on before that, Allison, or?
Allie,
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know you're 22 minutes out, so you use
Too many.
I think the most combined with Hannah we've taken
Go
is
ahead
like
and drop
over
your
6,000.
hand down on the other
It's
one.
insane.
Like,
That's a lot of photos.
Yeah, tell me about it. But I'm always like, I would rather have too many than too
down.
few.
Down, like on top of your other hand. Okay. No, like a V, like this, like this. Okay, hold it.
Okay, I'm gonna try and show you the details of the dress too. So it's hung really high up right now, so the train barely touches the floor. But it's got this nice, beautiful train with all this glitter. And then you've got the corset back here. So I'm trying to show you. And then, so the detail in the skirt originally, I'm trying not to turn it sideways. The detail in the skirt originally came to about like here. And I had like all of this added into the skirt to make it more detailed and full. And then the lining color under here is this like champagne color instead of the nude that came in the dress. So that's it. I don't know how else to hang this up better than this, but I didn't mean for Brad to hang the hook up that high, but that's where we are.